Hey guys, this is Joe Hammel with the Fire Relay Team. I am going to do a very quick analysis. I'd love to do 5 minutes, we'll see, on a cheap, low price to entry BRRRR up and coming Detroit. So you get a lot of people like, I want a BRRRR all in for 100K and then pull out as much of my money as I can. This is that property. This is that type of property. You obviously have to go confirm the property's good. I'm looking at one online. If it checks out, this is the type of property. So first thing I see is this is 48221. So I know that is Bagley, north of Bagley, that type of area. So I pulled it up here. These are some of my rent comps. We have Bagley right here. Bagley went from 50K to 200, 250K in 5 years. University District, very high price, came up the market. Sherwood Forest, you can buy $350,000 house. It's probably 400K at this point. So you got this whole circle. So you've got this border of like high-end properties. This is where properties are like 50K to 150K right here. So like this is like when I start buying in Detroit more, this is my target, and I'd like to do it sooner rather than later to ride that wave up. So it's a couple rent comps while I'm in here. 1,500, 1,450, 1,000. Things probably junk. 1,250, 1,450. So like we could probably use 1,400 is going to be the number we use. Let's look at some ARVs while we're in here too. Must have lost them. That's not them. Right here. So I already looked at these. These would be the two comps I'm using. This is a ranch, 115K, similar square footage. Ranch, 120K, similar square footage. Both of these are nice. A lot of the other cheaper ones are not so nice. 110 right there. So again, I think we pull off 115, make it nice. Rehab budget that we're gonna throw at this. I'm giving you 30K. I think that we need to be able to do this for under 30K. It's a $55,000 house. Do a rehab for under 30K. It's small. You should be able to do this for 20K. I'm assuming maybe you're going to do the roof here. Street view. I already looked at it. I mean, this is what you're trying to buy, right? I mean, look at these things. Not bad at all. They need to cut some grass, but look at this. We got hanging flowers. Like this is the neighborhood. This is the street that I'm trying to buy on here. Another big piece of sweat equity that's going to help keep this price. They're at 65, 2 months on the market. I'm giving them 55K. That's where I'm at. So if I get this for 55, current tenant base 650. We'll increase to 750. I don't want them to do that. I'm going to try to catch them before they do that. But if they do, it's whatever. This is your sweat equity. Like they don't have pictures of this thing, but a tenant's living in it, so it cannot be that bad. I've bought so many of these houses. If a tenant's in there under market rent, that's good. That's your sweat equity. It can't be too bad. So you're doing mostly cosmetics if a tenant's in there. And so it just can't be, well, it could, but it's probably not that bad. You want to get your offer accepted and go take a look. So anyways, let's analyze it. We've done some of the background information now, so let's just put it in here. 20428 Monte Vista. See how this thing looks. Analyze the prospect. BRRRR. Property type, single family. Closing on it today. Purchase price, what did I say, 55,000. Closing costs, we're paying cash, right? We're trying to BRRRR here. You could finance it. You're going to have to tweak your numbers a little bit, but when you pay cash, your closing costs are so cheap. You're just paying for some title fees and transfer taxes. Taxes. Go to realtor.com, whatever, and go to the tax history section. This assessment is your SEV. So I got $32,700. So come in here, Wayne, Detroit. This is the Michigan property tax estimator. They literally tell you to use the SEV. And the SEV is 32,000. We're buying it for 55. So 32,000 is already more than 50%. So we're not at any risk of crazy inflated taxes. If anything, taxes should go down if they're doing it well. Wayne, Detroit school, search, put in your $32,700, calculate it. It's going to come out $2,816. So go to my taxes, and I said $2,816. That gives me my monthly value. That's how they wanted to put in here. Insurance, $100, give or take. Rehab, I said 30,000. That is, I mean, that's generous. I mean, I should be saying 25. I mean, let's say 28, right? Like, you got to be able to do this thing for 28 grand. Like, come on, figure it out. ARV, we said 115. We had a couple good comps. Did a good job. Let's see what this value, they're saying 70, 94, 118. This is using average, right? These are junk houses. These are average houses. And these are the good houses. And we're trying to be a good house. So we put in 115. They're telling us 118. Good, I like that. Purchasing cash. Refinancing at 6.5. 30 years. Time to rehab. There's technically no time to rehab because the tenant's already in there, and then you're going to be rehabbing it in a year. Kind of convoluted. Just throwing some numbers. 4. Time to rehab. 15. I don't know. Let's put in 12. Assume they don't keep that first tenant. That they don't re-sign the lease in February like they said they're going to. If they do, it's whatever. Fixed. Rent. What's our average here? 1,200, 1,600. That matches exactly what we've seen in our rent when we looked at the comps. We're just going to go average here. We like to keep vacancy low, so we're not going to be super, super aggressive. We like to know we could. This is a good Section 8 candidate. There's no reason to not do both when you're in Detroit. Advertise as Section 8. If someone's not Section 8, put them in there. Who cares which one they are? Doesn't make a difference. Okay, that's about it. I have the 3 bedrooms there. Anything else? I'm going to put in property management 8%. A lot of you guys won't be, you're self-managing. I recommend self-managing, even from out of state. But if you're busy, just let a PM do it. If you have some time and you want that extra ROI, do it yourself. You definitely can do it. Refinance, yeah, it's fine. Whatever, $2,500. Cost segregation, if you're a real estate professional, this is going to do the math for us. I'm not going to get into that right now. Taxes, at least 30 for pretty much all of us. All right, let's look at it. How do we do? Pretty darn freaking good. Cash on cash before was 11%, 10.5%. And we went to 442%. That's kind of what we're looking for, but right? Because we left 500 deals. So if you did the rehab instead of for 28,000, you did it for 27,500. This is infinite ROI. So like this is only calculated because you left $500 in the deal, which you made this back in cash flow. Look, you're making $200 a month in cash flow. So 3 months pays this all back. So this is an infinite ROI BRRRR. You're getting all your money back, which very hard to do. I mean, again, you can mess this thing up bad. You can get a low appraisal or way over budget on your rehab and say you leave 10 grand in the deal. It's still a slam dunk. I mean, this is, I only wrote this like pretty conservatively in my opinion, and it's still a slam dunk. And I don't usually say that because I like to be more conservative and not get myself in trouble. But you just got to go look at this house and confirm it is what it is. If it is what it is, they don't get better. So you got 400% cash on cash. Your appreciation is through the roof. Again, all these numbers are going to be so high because you have no money in this deal. It's a perfect BRRRR. I don't care what this number says. With a big cushion. You just got to execute. So, flash the forecast, monthly cash flow, starting out at 200, and once the mortgage is paid off, this thing's $1,300 a month. So, go do this once a year for 10 years, and the game is over. What's that annually? 31. It's 16 grand a year on this one house. What's your equity? 300 grand in equity. And again, I mean, we're talking a house that could very easily appreciate better. You could do this 4% or better being in this market. So you could definitely get up over 300. Paid off free and clear 30 years. I like it. You gotta go check it out. You gotta go make sure it's not freaking the walls are caving in the basement. But if it looks solid and you can do this rehab for somewhere around 30K, it's a heavy green light deal for me. Hope you like that. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, we actually had a client who purchased, this is a ranch, we had a client who purchased a bungalow in this neighborhood, same neighborhood, like a couple streets over. They refinanced recently at $140,000. They bought for like $60K and refinanced at $140. So, I mean, I'm using $115 based on these comps. This is a ranch, which is like $20K more than a bungalow. Their bungalows appraised for $140. So, I mean, appraisals are like the Wild West. I mean, that is the risk of BRRRR. Is you get a good or a bad appraiser, you get they're in a good mood, bad mood, whatever. We've seen them range $50,000. It is what it is. It's the game you're playing. But again, we do have a recent $140,000 appraisal on a bungalow in this exact neighborhood. So there's that data. If you like this deal, reach out to your fire realty team agent and talk to them about it.